Hello everybody, it's your friend Moonhorse here. I have a special one. Kinda. It's special to me. Anyway, it's from my friend EnigmaNaboo, who was like one of the first people to ever subscribe to my channel. So, hey dude, you're fucking great to hear from you again. So let's read a story that he sent to me. Yo Moonhorse, hi. You know I love the hell out of you, and I don't care if you use my name. I already did. This document is mostly about recording a couple of neckbeards that I knew back in college. I've been listening to your old videos, and something about them knocked loose memories from back when I was studying pharmacology. That was a long time ago now, so this is mostly just the highlights over the 2 years that I was around these guys. So back in the fall of 2005, I was a new college student to my local community college that was a satellite school for a couple of full universities in the state. I had a couple of friends from high school join me as well. We're all nerdy and had a lot of time in between classes to just sort of fuck around. So we'd meet up in the student union building and grab a large table to play stuff like D&D, Magic the Gathering, WoW, etc. Whatever we felt like on that day. One day, my friend, B, was being trailed by two people. "Oh, hey, this is David and Chris," B said casually as he sits down. Let me try to describe these two. David had very thick glasses, like makes his eyes look like one of his parents was an anime character. Bowl haircut, which is usually bad anyway, but with David it was even worse since he had a pretty large head for the rest of his body. It made him look like one of those albino pumpkins that you can get around Halloween. Mom jeans, the typical New Balance shoes, and a bizarre shirt. The best way I can describe it is if Chris Chan's polos fucked Easter and his shirts were their offspring. Wow. Lots of weird blocks or different stripes of pastel blues, pinks, greens, purples, yellows, and whites. Almost every shirt stained with something. Chris was kind of the polar opposite in terms of his usual neckbeard attire. The gentlemanly side. This dude had a 3-piece avocado green suit that was just the right amount of too big that you notice the fact that it is too big. A very thin white button-up shirt complete with khaki trench coat and a felt top hat. Oh. Now while I found these two odd in their clothing choices, I didn't judge too hard. Hell, my own style is probably considered odd to others as well, since I was, and still kinda am, deep in the whole underground punk and metal scene. I feel this. So tons of black clothing that was ripped and sewn back together with floss and or covered with patches from bands like Fuck Off and Die. However, it became apparent very quickly that these two were run-of-the-mill nerds/dorks my group was comprised of. First off, David had an odd way of talking. It was like machine gun fire, just short bursts of words and spoken a little too loudly with a voice that sort of fluctuated in pitch. The best comparison I can give is Bobcat Goldthwait. He also loved to laugh at his own jokes. It was kind of annoying, but also deeply off-putting since he would laugh way too loud and his face was more of a snarl or a grimace that showed way too much teeth while he let out the long stream of wheezy laughter. The best resemblance I can find is Mr. Bubs the dog. To top it off, the jokes weren't that good and were just sort of spat out into the group at random. One in particular that sticks with me is, "Do you like mudkips?" "No, I love mudkips," followed by a legit 10 seconds of wheezing. We're in the middle of a D&D session, and he just walks up to the table. It also turns out that David was 10 years older than us. His parents kicked him out of their house a few years ago because he refused to get a job or do anything other than buy Magic the Gathering cards with the disability money he got for his eyesight, or play EverQuest 2 all day long. He was currently living with his grandparents, and they only allowed him at their place if he got a job or higher education. He has been at college for 5 years now. Each quarter, he would take just one class for 2 to 3 credits. For the unaware, a normal level for a quarter is 2 to 4 classes for about 15 credits. Chris, on the other hand, was a bit more normal at first. Like myself, Chris was fresh out of high school and going to college full-time. He's going for a computer science degree, but wanted to be a game developer. He qualified for a Pell Grant, so he basically had a free ride. This wouldn't last long, though, since he never studied anything. He dropped the hundreds of dollars it cost for the book each quarter, but never once opened them. He felt he was too smart to use stupid intro bullshit classes, and knew more than the professors do. So smart. After the first quarter, he received an academic warning. Second quarter, he was on probation, and by the third, he was kicked out. He went on a huge rant about how it was all bullshit, and I've paid them my hard-earned money. They can't just kick me out like that. I'm gonna sue the school. It didn't stop him from going to the college every day, though. As far as I can tell, he hid the fact that he was kicked out of college from his parents and just hung out in the student union all day with my group, stopping by in between classes. I don't know how long he was able to keep up this facade, but I know it was at least a couple of years since he was still there after we kicked him out of the group and after I transferred to a different school. Legend says he's still sitting in the student union building to this day, always just outside of your sight. But on a quiet day, you can hear him muttering about the bullshit rules and the waste of money this fucking school is. Now this has gotten a bit long, but I'm going to write down more incidents that I can remember from my time around these two in a bit of a disjointed way. If you enjoy these enough, it could probably be split into 2 or 3 parts. And it probably will. This is actually more than enough for one episode right now. It's a little short, but I want just the intros and just your descriptions to fit in for this part. These two sound like we're going to have so much fun. Oh, joy! I certainly hope the rest of you guys tune in, because as from what I'm looking at, this is a long story, and there's a lot of parts. So I'm going to try to break this up into parts. So, yeah, this is the end of this part. Come back again tomorrow or whenever the next part gets updated. Probably the day after this one. And we'll do more about it. We'll hear more of this story. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, and I certainly hope you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because it fucks with YouTube and it's really funny. And if you like what I'm doing, make sure you donate to Patreon or buy something from the merch store. That way we keep the lights on in this place and I can keep doing, well, this. It's fun. I don't know why I said it in such a defeated way. Sorry about that. That was weird. Anyway, I love you all so very, very much, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Okay, goodbye!